Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawah Shai, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawah Shai, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawah Shai, Bahashar Kahakodash. I want to give double honor to our apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone as well as peace and blessings of the wellness to the house of David the elect. As a high spirit and loyal. And today I want to go into a topic entitled Yahawah Bahashim Hawashai is a consuming fire, and so are his sons. Yahawah Bahashim Hawashai Bahashim Hakadash is a consuming fire, and so are his sons. And the reason why I'm going into this, I was meditating on this yesterday, and basically, you think about the Most High, right? And it talks about how the scriptures speak about how he is basically a consuming fire, and then but it also goes into his son, his angelic entities, his angelic beings, his angels. All right, it speaks about their flaming fire. You know, the angels are basically flaming fire. All right, but you go into his sons, Yashar Allah, he prince of the power, the 12 tribes of Jacob. All right, the 12 tribes of Yahawah, the so-called Negro, West Indian, Hispanic, Native Americans. All right, like father, like son, they are consuming fires. Okay, and you may say, how so? All right, look at Usain Bolt, right? All right, the track runner, Olympics track runner, right? When he's running, he looks like a consuming fire. He looks like a flame going down the track. All right, you see Jake dancing, Michael Jackson, all right, spinning. It's like a fire. You see Gad with his flamboyant attire doing this dance, his tribal dance. He looks like a flame of fire. You see Jake in a fight, Mike Tyson, all right? He looks like a flame of fire when he's just consuming his opponent, right, with those punches, man. All right? The sons of Yahawah, all right, the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, they are flames of fire. All right? You're that angelic force, all right, embodied in human form, encapsulated in his earthly vessel. All right? And you look at the Israelite man, for the time he's a boy, the time he's a child, so to speak, he's 4 years old, his spirit cannot be contained. It doesn't fit into this Idumean world. And that's why he comes off, they'll say he's ADHD, short attention span. No, that's masculine energy is solar energy. Solar energy is fire. So it's basically untamed energy. But then when he's around those older men, like coaches, all right, they know how to redirect their energy. All right, now he's this talented football player in the 5th grade. So how can you be a flawed ADHD student, flawed troublemaker that can't sit down in class, but when you have those developers around you, those coaches, now you're one of the star football players? All right, because Israelite men, they know what to do with Israelite boys. They know how to channel their energy, that flame of fire, man. You see Jake running with the football, juking everybody, jumping over other athletes. That's a fireball, man, running down the field. What's his name? Deion Sanders in his prime. All right, the water brother who make it his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire, a flaming fire, man. But like father, like son, our spirits are angels. We're angels, but we're in these earthly bodies. But we do angelic things, we do super things in these bodies on this planet Earth. Okay? Because masculine energy has been demonized in this Queen of Heaven vibration spirit. But the 12 tribes, they're the ultimate masculine energy, man. Because masculine energy is basically fire. It's power. All right, fire power. All right, so the batteries that he put in our back is of a higher vibration and level than the batteries that he put in the men of the backs of the other nations of men. Okay, so just think about it. Yahawah Bahashmi Shai is a consuming fire. He said his angels are a flaming fire. But what does that make his sons? The prince of Yahawah, the offsprings of Yahawah in earthly form. Fire. Your spirit is fire, man. Okay? Masculine energy is fire. All right? Even when, like Jake be rapping, right? You remember the rapper Twister, or Bone Thugs and Harmony? It's like exhilarating when they rap, you know? It's exhilarating, man. You know what I mean? Certain rappers, it's exhilarating, man. You see? Chris Brown dancing on stage. I haven't been to I don't go to concerts, but I'm quite sure, like, if you saw Chris Brown going live, it'd be like, whoa, you know? Exhilarating, it's like, you know? But that's the energy they have in them, the angelic energy, man. He prints out of power, you know? Jake is creative. Jake are the engineers and architects. Jake are the artists. Why are so many Jakes? Why are so many Jakes growing up knowing how to draw, or to be artistic, be creative? You know? Because your father is creative. Your father is artistic. Look at his creation. Just how you can have traits from your father, all right? In earthly form, you have traits from your father, all right, in a very ethereal, celestial form. Or you have those creative attributes, man. All right? When Jake wore all those damn chains, you got all that jewelry on, you're flamboyant like a chariot, man. Oh, so, you know, Jake be on Facebook, right? You see all these Jakes, there was in gangs, vice lords and stuff. And of course, it's negative. All those gangs are negative, man. All right? They'll be on thrones, but they'll take pictures, right? Especially them throwback pictures, right? And they'll be like, they'll go to the photo shoot, I guess at the mall or wherever, and they'll always be sitting on a throne. And I only see Jake do that. You know, them OGs in these different cities, those different OGs. I'm quite sure some of y'all know, like, y'all might have had uncles that was like that. They'll be sitting on the throne on a photo shoot. You know, like all these Jakes, they'll be sitting on a throne, the OG pictures. But Yahawah Bahashmi Shai sits on the throne, man. All right, like father, like son. Those attributes, man. All right. And I've noticed that it must be something to it, because Esau creates a kingdom that drains your spirit. You know, that kills your vitality, that depletes you of life force, man. All right, it depletes you of life force. This processed food, just certain forms of entertainment, it depletes you of life force. All right, but you practice certain forms of restrictions, you practice certain forms of discipline, and you get your life force back. You exercise all the time, you get your life force back, man. Because that's part of your vitality, that's part of your strength, is that life force. Because what is life force exactly? It's energy. But what is fire? Is energy. It's the fire inside you, man. All right, that's what gives you that bravado, that macho spirit. You know, nothing is pseudo and just this alpha male stuff. Just this, you know, just it's the spirit, it's energy, and it could be felt. Your presence can be felt. You know. You see. Yahawah Bahashim outside is a consuming fire, but so are his sons. The 12 tribes, they're flaming spirits inside of bodies. And when they're young, they can't tame it. Or even young niggas, you know, that wild energy they got, it's undeveloped, it's untamed. You know, they don't have any Jake's over, they don't have any men over them. So we speak about Jake being a wild bull in the net. That's these YNs, man. You know? But if you go into these samurais, these Shaolin monks, you know, these Jakes that can chop, they can punch a bunch of bricks and the bricks break in half, and you know, these guys, I call them Jakes, but I'm sure some might be Jakes, you know, some maybe not, are not, I don't know, but I know some are Jakes. But what I'm saying is these Shaolin monks, what they do in the East, they understand that energy is in your body, and they understand you can channel energy. And they got this thing called chi, which is basically energy. And you go into certain forms of martial arts, ultimately it's spiritual, because they mastered the art of channeling and redirecting energy. And that's that Dragon Ball Z shit that Esau likes to portray in his cartoons, and Ammon likes to portray in his cartoons, man. Because Jake can really channel his energy. Alright? But in Americas, in these cities, in the inner cities, Jake don't know how to channel his energy, you know? And not to get all deep in, you know, mystic and all that, but energy is real. That's what everything is broken down into energy when it comes to existence. Alright? Yep, Jake be aura framing. You know, Jake has that aura, man. He has that glow. Right? Jake get to fighting, it's like a flame of fire when Jake's fighting. Even when Jake produces art, when Jake sings, whatever, it's just godly, you know? You know? But small heads don't have that energy about them. They don't have that spirit about them. Nobody thinks about a fucking small head. Alright? Small heads ain't doing nothing outrageous. They're not doing nothing just like, whoa. Nah, man. Them damn Hamites in Africa, y'all supposed to be the pure. Y'all not slaves, remember? A lot of times it be Jake saying that shit in West Africa. They'll say American Jake is a slave, which really is true. But since y'all the pure form niggas, since y'all not held down by systemic oppression like we are, y'all supposed to be excelling. Now, Jake over here in America, man, those are the Israelites, man. We're honored in poverty. We got some Edomite with a jersey on, a little Edomite boy with a jersey, a LeBron James jersey, man. Because that's literally like the most high playing basketball. Like Jordan was literally like the most high playing basketball, man. Raised by a single mother in the inner cities of America, but look at what Jake can do. You know? Oh, I can't. Jake be in Memphis, Tennessee. Jake be juking, Memphis juking, however you pronounce it. Jake in Chicago footworking. That shit is flam. It's like fire. It's like fire, man. You know? It's like fire just standing still and just moving from side to side. It's just like everybody's watching fire. You see? You know? That's what Jake is. Jake is fire, man. When Jake be battle rapping, he'll say a punchline, a hot bar. What do they say? It's fire. It's fire. You know? But you notice, Jake get older. This kingdom just it dwindles that fire oftentimes. You know, in its truth, when you can absorb the word, all right, it's like you're absorbing fire. You're absorbing the spirit, All right, and the apostle will say things like, you got to be on fire for this truth, man, because the goal, the key, the mission is to not let your fire dwindle, you know. But it's the fire inside, man. Like Bruce Leroy, he had the fire inside, man. You see, channeling energy, that chi, using, you know, understanding the concept of chi. If it really is like they're taking fire inside of them and they're concentrating it, and then directing it to a particular target, to hit a particular target, man. You've been hit by, you've been struck by, you know, because Jake is that consuming fire in earthly form, embodied in earthly clay. Superman. All right, where does Superman get his power from? The sun. Well, you have something called sunbathing, where you literally get your power from the sun. You know, you might get up in the morning time and you let the heat hit your torso, you know, and what it does, it boosts your testosterone by so many percentages. But ultimately, you're increasing power, because testosterone is just like, to measure testosterone, you're just quantifying the power inside of you. It's power. You got that power built up, your voice is deeper. You know, you feel more control or in control. It's power, man. You know, Esau wants you consumed in your lust, and he just wants you always in a state of really depleting that power inside you, man. Or just always being, you know, consumed in women, or just feeding the flesh, which ultimately it makes your power weaker. Overly consumed in the flesh, whatever it may be, but it kills that fire inside, you know. The fire is inside. Jake has a fire inside of him, man. You know. But I mean, that's the point, you know. I hope this was clear. I hope this was edifying. Something I was thinking about yesterday, and just wanted to go into it, man. Jake is a consuming fire, man. All 12 tribes. Look at how Ephraimite women dance, and you know, Jake dances, Jake salsa. You know, the attire, the outfits. You know, it's flamboyant. If you look at the word flamboyant, there's a negative connotation now. But if you look at the word flamboyant, it goes back to the word flame. You know, the word flamboyant, the etymology, it goes back to the word flame. And that Jake is flamboyant in his attire, in his behavior. So he's a walking fucking fire, man. Like, he got all those gold chains on, all those diamonds on. Because what is gold essentially? Gold, the element of gold, it mimics the sun. You know, if you look at the element gold, the element for the periodic table, right? And if you look at the benefits of gold, or colloidal gold, like the liquid form of gold, what is it? It's like you're consuming fire. You know, it gives you more energy, makes you more creative, give you better memory. It's basically gold represents masculinity. All right, but masculinity is what? It's power. It's fire. That's why gold is that color. You know, it's like you're consuming fire when you take colloidal gold. You look at the benefits of colloidal gold. All right, but if you wear gold, it's like you're wearing fire. You know, Jake got gold teeth in their mouth. It's like they have fire in their mouth. You know, Jake got gold chains and diamonds, and it's like you're walking fire. You know, you see. But I mean, that's pretty much the point. You know, hope this was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Hakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, Kum Yashala, Shalom.